is complicit, because like I said, you hear whenever Mr. President goes to the National Assembly, the first thing where they greet him is, on your mandate we shall stand, and they have been standing on that mandate. This is the most subservient National Assembly we have seen in the history of the Fourth Republic. We have never seen something like this happen before, whereby anything that comes into that assembly, it's, in fact, before the thing leaves the office of the president, it has been passed already. We have seen it happen.
Accelerated hearing.
The accelerated hearing over issues, over money that the president is asking for. Before you know it, money, we are borrowing unnecessary money, and the people are not asking questions. Why are you borrowing this money? What is it for? How are we going to implement? You simply give approval before even conversation begins over that issue. Or Twitter, they do all those things. So when you see those phenomena in the street, know that that is the same thing happening inside the government house. Why am I saying this? You see, when you look at, for example, things like the Enquiry syndrome, you know, where you see halfway men standing, you want to enter bus. Those things didn't happen. They were not there in the 70s, but they started actually when President Babangida was the head of state of this country. And when you trace the origin of that thing, you go to Dodan Barracks then. The IBB boys were standing, something that never happened at Dodan Barracks. Men standing, making sure that before you can meet the president, you have to give us something. It started with Babangida. It started with him, and that thing found its way to the street. So when you see those terrorists doing that, know that the people in government, they are not ashamed. They can do anything and stand in your front and tell you any excuse, and there's nothing you can do, which is what we are seeing in this government. You see the point? They are not pretending that, okay, so thing is happening. It just came out and give you all manner of wonderful excuses, and you look at it, it looks as if you are a fool, that the person that telling these things that is a foolish person. But certainly you know you're not a foolish person, and they don't care because they know there is nothing you can do. Just like terrorists don't care, they can come out on their social media because they know the army can't do anything. The army knows where they are. They cannot go to hold them.
You can't say the army can't do anything. We've seen them trying to
how can somebody will post something about a president and they will find out that person, yet a terrorist is using the phone of somebody or his own phone to negotiate, and they cannot trace that person? How is it happening?
Well, see,
you know, if it's something like that is happening, it simply means that they can't do anything. That's what we are saying.
Are you even talking about dressing them? What about the general they killed?
Okay.
And put in a coffin.
And take it to
the family.
And then
over officially.
Yeah, I came back.
And then took the wife back. What are you talking about?
Let's focus on the financial issues we're discussing this morning. 10:44 on the clock, and this is still the melting point on Memories 96.5 FM, and we're discussing the recent issue regarding an off-budget 8 trillion naira spent by the federal government that was highlighted by a report by the International Monetary Fund. Yeah, not foundation now. Okay, it's time for you to be part of the program. You can call 0823 085 7755 or send a WhatsApp message to 0829 066 6909. When you call in, try to be as concise as possible so we can take as many calls as we can and head back to the questions and then round off this morning. 0823 085 7755 or 0829 066 6909. Doc, yes. When the president presented the 2026 appropriation bill last December, precisely the 19th, he asked the National Assembly to put an end to the practice of operating multiple and overlapping budgets and move to one harmonized budget framework. Before I ask the question, let me get to take this first call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. Yeah, good morning.
Welcome to the program.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Last week, in the sister station, somebody was talking about that and Nigeria should not worry about that kind of something. Very minimal. And I wanted, I just try, I was like, seriously, that this kind of money I just said now is a minimal amount of money that we should not worry We are living in a country that we, the Nigerians, we are the cause of our problem, some of us. Because we celebrate mediocre, we celebrate incompetent. We keep on making one mistake and the same mistake expect different results. Not going to be possible. If Nigeria will rise up one day, I said somebody next, is that money we are talking about cannot be what to do, cannot be at least not public value, more demand, at least more value for all. Maybe this what because people that go there, these so-called boys and supporters, they will do everything for to put them there. For them to go to make sure they suffocate, they make us to remain in terror. Everybody is going to help them. Thank you very much. God bless.
All right, thank you for calling. 0803 085 7755 for calls and 0809 0666909. You can also drop a comment on our live stream on Facebook at Memories 965 FM and also on YouTube at Memories TV Online. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning. Welcome to the program. Are you there? Okay, call us back if you can. 0803 085 7755 0809 0666909. Doc, this is the question. Is the order or the instruction by the President to the National Assembly to end the practice of operating multiple and overlapping budgets enough to address the concerns raised by the IMF? Or are there broader reforms in public financial management that are still required?
Multiple what?
Overlapping budgets, 2025, 2026.
Okay, overlapping means you didn't complete
the other years.
Yeah,
budget.
and
So-
one has already commenced.
So you carry over.
Yeah.
That's well, the first question is why was the budget of a previous year not able to be completed? What was the level of budget performance for the year, and how far was the budget? That's the extent to which the budget was implemented and the impact of the implementation of this budget on the people.
Yeah.
What you are carrying over, is overlapping now. How is it important? Like when we started, I said that some of the things that were in 2024 budget may not be relevant in 2025 because life is evolving, things are changing, we are more enlightened, society is more developing, and so when the overlapping takes place, sometimes you discover that some of the things that are being carried over are no longer useful in the current budgetary year. So to some extent the president might be correct, and to some extent he might have some personal interest, why he said that should not be continued. He should also explain in more detail to the Senate and to the public why he wants it not to be in that way. Yes, so that they will understand. And also, very importantly, every budget should perform within the budget cycle that it was approved for. Why it's not performing is that there are no approvals, there are no releases. Government sometimes divert money from doing what they are supposed to do. Sometimes a lot of things go on, and sometimes padding of budget completely derail the performance of the budgetary system. So for this other side, the public financial management, of course there can be more other ways of carrying out public financial management in order for the country to reach the zenith of economic performance. But we may not have the time now to look at all those other variables that has to do with the public financial management. Maybe we have to create time for another time for us to look at all those other variables.
All right, let's head back to the phone lines. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Yes, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Deodelo.
Yeah, good morning.
And good morning, is a young.
Good morning.
And the woman is everyone is speaking.
Bob, welcome.
Calling from Uyumi, please.
Yes, go ahead, please.
You're welcome.
I will not disagree much with the INS, but I want to quickly react to the fans of agency. I think the federal government is just trying to play the message because an agency like such has existed for more than 2 years in the administration. Budgets have been made, and I think this particular Senate has a lot of questions to answer. Both the one of the INS and that one of the body has been budgeted for that. Both 1.3 billion naira has been budgeted to that event, and he has a name, and he has like 300 members of staff, holding meetings, having directors, and all of it. And he says it's a battle. What are you talking? I think that man, and even the man that is supposed to be one of them that is supposed to be investigated, the day he died. And I think that senior medical, senior doctor in this country, the investigation is made, what to the man, you want to know this thing because this matter is like this, there is a high, high ranking people in this matter. That's why they are trying to come out.
All right, Bob.
When they have the court, who are the court? You know what it is.
All right.
I think the current Senate has a lot of questions to answer. Thank you.
Thank you, Bob, for calling. Well, George Ekpa from Newsroom says, trust is so hard to earn once broken. When you doubt the system, you can't trust the system. Some judgments have made it so. If we employ technologies to help run our electioneering processes, there will be transparency. Transparency gains trust. With transparency, there will be service and they will be accountable because the process is free from all interference, altercations, and encroachment. Well, let's round things up this morning, Otokom, from this perspective. From the fuel subsidy debates to concerns about public debt, budget deficits, government borrowing in recent years, fiscal transparency has remained a major public issue. Now, looking
plans of how would I use it? Is it professionalism, semblance of concern that you really want to do something right in the country? Not that there are no people around them. They are, but they are not ready to use those people. But just to give Nigerians that semblance, work and bring the right people to, peruse these things, and they can reduce this thing to very basic lines that you can read. If you have a team, you set up a team and the team works with you and give them this paper, this is the budget, please make it readable to me because I'm busy doing something else, and then they will be able to congeal that thing and make it point by point so that you can peruse. They will first see those little things that are wrong and they will bring it out. But the challenges we are having, just like Doctor was talking about here just now, that about this issue of, we were talking about overlapping. One of the problems was that when Wale Edun was there, Wale Edun was not releasing money to any agency. That is one of the reasons why he was booted out. Agencies, ministry were not getting money and nobody could do anything about it. Possibly he had a good cause, but it was done wrongly. So we need to have this kind of balance. But the thing that brings balance is transparency. Let it do. Look at when we go to public sessions on any matter, they only give CSOs 3 minutes to talk, and not enough for somebody to really sit down and talk. But even at that, we try. People try to do what is right. Something like the bill on the state radio station or something like that.
Right.
People saw things and they corrected those things. So we believe that if they bring in the right kind of hands, it's going to be of help. And in creating that transparency. Remember, Akwa Ibom State government has just gotten $6 million and primarily for transparency. So
Doc, let's go. Your parting shots.
Oh, I want to tell the Nigerians that this country belongs to us. This country is a business that at any point, at any level, you see, sometimes I cry and weep when we are teaching the theories in the class and teaching these students, and these students are paying so much attention and showing so much interest and enjoying even the things we are teaching. But unfortunately for them, when they go out of the class,
They learn something.
to go and try what they learned, they discover that it's a completely a total different ball game.
Okay.
So I want to say that at every level that we find ourselves, let's try and demonstrate that Nigeria is a responsibility, and
All right.
try as much as possible to make it work.
Okay. Well, as the debate continues, one thing is clear. Public trust depends not only on spending money legally, but also on reporting it transparently. Whether the IMF's observation leads to deeper fiscal reforms or remain a political talking point, Nigerians will be watching closely for greater accountability, clearer budgeting, and stronger confidence in the management of public funds. We'd like to thank our studio guest, Dr. Wanaba.